Hey, this is Gary Kayye. We are here at ISE 2023 in Barcelona, day 2 of the ISE show. And we're here in the NETGEAR AV booth. I'm here with John Henkel. John, how are you?
Hi, Gary. I'm great. How are you?
Good show so far?
It's been great. It's really like we were just talking a second ago off camera. It's like back to what it was 3 years ago.
I agree. And supposedly they had a record number of attendees yesterday. So let's do a quick booth tour and show what, obviously you're kind of the heart of every AV over IP system is the hope, right? That's what you're crossing your fingers hoping for.
Yep.
And so you've taken the approach of partnering and collaborating with all these AV over IP vendors. How many of them you guys are working with now?
Well, I think we're close to 200 now. So, and that's the great thing for us at this show. There's like 50 switches out that are being shown, not hidden behind the wall, but they want to show them out on the show floor. So it's a great benefit for us that everybody's using this and validating what we're about.
Yeah, and you made 2 announcements recently. One, the partnership with Crestron. Second, the partnership with Origin Acoustics. They're helping you distribute the product and connect for connectivity to their own ecosystems. Crestron primarily commercial, Origin primarily home, but they're also coming into the commercial market. How's that working for you? Well,
again, it kind of validates us that we're doing the right thing, that we can have products that have the right margin for this industry, for one thing, and that work really, really well. And we survive on our partnerships. So besides those 2, we also joined the AIMS Alliance just before the show, and also a GPA. Right. So we're really making sure we're connected in the right places and people see the value of our products.
With regard to the AIMS Alliance, that's the IPMX proposed standard for AV over IP, which is based on the SMPTE 2110 standard, which is kind of interesting because you have the ability to do every bandwidth you can possibly do with interoperability. That's the theory. Yep. Now, it doesn't really matter whose AV over IP system to you because they all work through your switches. Yep. Let's go over here and take a look. Before we look at the software demo, let's take a look at the switches that are currently in the lineup. You got the 4250 series.
Yep, those are been amazing switches the last couple of years, and we have a couple of models of that here. Those are the ones that really have the ports on the back with mounting in the rack, either way actually, but traditionally the ports on the front, so AV racks usually have them in the back, so we have that in the back here. And then we have the small desktop model right next to it, which came out recently too. The other guy there too. So we have all kinds of switches. But those are the desktop models for the 4250. They have one has fans, one doesn't have fans. So good for a conference room or behind a monitor.
What's the difference between the one with the fan and one without?
So extra uplink ports. So a little more bandwidth, a little more uplink ports.
Okay. And
there's a power supply.
A power supply.
Yeah. Modular power supply for some of our switches. We have, on the 4300 series, we have 2RU, the modular 96X, that'll take any kind of modules, 40 gig, PoE+, not SDVUE module in there as well, so that's been a real workhorse kind of a switch for us. That's the power supply for that.
So, in addition to offering system design services for free, which you can go to netgear.com/proAV, you can learn all about that. You have a software platform now. Yep. Let's talk about what you're offering specifically with Engage. It's a new software tool that you've introduced.
Yeah, so Engage comes from the 4250s had that AV user interface, and that really is groundbreaking. It helped people configure a switch a lot easier than having to go through a 10-page manual and do all the settings. So Engage lets you do that from any software from your PC or whatever for multiple switches. So it used to be you have to log in each switch and set it up separately. But now you can do that from our interface on Engage, and I wasn't quite had this queued up for.
We need a mouse pad.
I know that would help. Sorry, but there it is up there. So you can choose your switches, and then set up what we call our profiles for each switch. So to go through and you can onboard the switches here, and then set up those easy AV profiles for SDVOE, for NDI, for Crestron, whatever. And then with a click of a button, you have the whole switch set up, and you know you're good to go. So AV guys who don't know IT are protected.
So in the case of Shure, it's plug and play. It actually detects it and sets it up for you.
Yeah, and that even shows a little S, their logo, on the port, so you configure it for Shure, and you get the Shure.
We're going to see more of that, I'm sure, in the future. And this is actually, speaking of Shure, You're showing it actually operating here. This would be a typical rack for, but what size of job would this be? What could this handle?
Well, this is huge. This is, of course, a little bit of a show off for the show, but this is showing almost every switch we make. We have everything here. So the modular 4300 switches that go up to 40 gigs. We have a 100 gig switch as well for the core, the top of the rack, and we have our 4250s in here. This is a little overkill for the show, but it's showing you what the possibilities are.
And you forgot to mention the wireless. One of the nice things about what you're doing with wireless access points is you have a line of Insight wireless access points that are not available anywhere else other than through the Pro AV channel.
Exactly, not even available on NETGEAR.com. I mean, that's hard for us to admit. You can't buy it from us, but we know that the distributors need a product they can rely on. It's a good product. We give you 4 years of Pro support, and also 4 years of Insight with the products, not bundled with it, and that's only going to be found in the channel.
All right, anything else? Are we missing anything? Are you over here? You showing compatibility with different products, or what are you showing here?
A few things. So, I mean, for us, the partnership with all the other vendors is huge, and that's where we find good synergy with people like who make cameras, all the NDI cameras. We're partners with D-Tools. The other things are media player for the show. Well, we make routers too, so we actually have our own Wi-Fi here at the booth for us to do our work with. So that's a NETGEAR Wi-Fi, and that's
I bet since you're a networking company, you probably have pretty good bandwidth there.
actually we did a test earlier. Did somebody tell you on your staff?
No.
They were checking that because they were somebody else, and it wasn't as fast as you might have thought. So we could have a battle for who has the best throughput here at their booth. I think we'd win.
I think you'd win too. And the good thing about NETGEAR is if you had a problem with the network, you guys could probably figure it out.
Oh yeah, and that's the fun thing about a show too, is all those guys are here. So customers come up and they go, I got a problem, and they have a problem at home, but with their business, they have a question, we can solve those problems. And that's our design team. So the Pro AV Design at NETGEAR.com, a single email address, gets you these experts who know AV and networking, and chances are they've been through that problem before. They help you pick the switch, they help you design your network. Same thing for Wi-Fi, they help you pick your access points, give us your building plan, and we'll figure out what building materials you have, we'll figure out the best placement for those access points, and do a heat map for you, all for free.
That's a cool service. Take advantage of that. Of course, all of this information is available at netgear.com/ProAV. We're going to go around and shoot individual single product videos on everything here so that you understand the difference between everything that is available, including the new switches. So all you have to do is go to rapehubs.com/ISE and type in NETGEAR in the video search window. That's where all of our coverage is. Thanks for watching.